Let's talk about starting your first project. One thing that I'd like to point out is the different columns that you see here, they're completely customizable. You can reorganize them, you can structure them, you can add or remove anything that you need or do not need. You can start your first project by navigating to the new project tab directly from your dashboard right here. And in Fohlio, we understand that different design practices have different templates for various types of projects that they're working on. So therefore, a key benefit that we provide is the ability to customize your template to include different fields as you need them. Now, we are going to start off by naming your project right here, your name, and you have the ability to basically use an existing template that you've previously set up in your dashboard, or you can create a new one every time. So for instance, if you were to use a standard master template, you can basically choose any previous project that you've set up and use the existing template from that specific project. Or you can configure a new one as you go every time. For demonstration purposes, we are going to set up a new project for you. And like I mentioned initially, everything, all the different columns that you saw on your dashboard, they're completely customizable, and this is where you do it. For instance, if there's any column that you need or do not need, you can simply toggle that off directly from here by clicking this little button right here. You can rename any particular column by simply clicking on it right here. Let's change it to quantity. And of course, you can reorganize them by dragging them in any order that you'd like to, so you get just the right sequence that you're looking for. Besides that, you can also create your new columns as well by clicking here. Let's call it test for demonstration purposes. And you can choose specifically what attributes you'd like to include for this particular column. For instance, if it's specifically for text, numbers, dates, images, formulas, or documents, you can choose that directly from here. Speaking of formulas, let's talk about that a little more. So Fohlio gives you the ability to create custom formulas as far as basic calculations are concerned, so you don't have to go back and forth with the calculator every time. For instance, to generate markup prices, trade prices, to calculate various taxes, or just to get a final price. You can choose the columns that you'd like to set up a formula for. For instance, we're going to use quantity right here, and you can choose whether you'd like to add, subtract, multiply, divide different columns, and we are going to multiply the quantity times the retail price and save it right here. Besides that, we already have some pre-configured formulas to make it easy for you. For instance, client prices, markups, trade prices that you can use if you'd like to. In reference to external sharing, you can basically choose what you'd like your clients to see in case you're sharing your project with an external user. And you have the ability to control each and every column that they have visibility to. For instance, if there's any column that you do not want them to see, for instance, markups, you can basically hide it directly from here. So once your client actually logs into their external collaborator portal, they will not have visibility for markups right here. Same goes for the trade price. Since I have that on invisible right now, they will not be able to view it. And all the other columns associated with that project will be visible to them. Same thing goes for the grid view presentation. In case you're generating an grid view export, you can toggle any particular field that you'd like to include on or off directly from here. You can restructure them in any order that you'd like to by dragging them in any sequence. And of course, you can control access as far as visibility for your external collaborators, vendors, or client is concerned. Once you've set that up, you can move towards the total calculation. Now, that's basically in reference to the organizer on your dashboard. So you can monitor real-time prices of any particular room or area that you're working on. That also helps with budgeting for any particular floors, areas, rooms that will be included in that particular project to calculate real-time prices. You can toggle any field that you'd like to have as the primary calculation directly from here. For now, we're going to use the client total to display the prices on the organizer. Now, whether you're working on a large project or a smaller project, that's completely up to you if you'd like to use schedules or not. Now, schedules help with further categorization of different items. For instance, you can categorize them by accessories, appliances, doors, finishes, floors, or any custom schedules that you'd like to add on. And again, you can turn anything on or off based on your preferences. But if you'd like to make any individual changes, for instance, if you'd like to make changes to particularly appliances, but you don't want that to affect the rest of your schedules, you can do that directly by clicking on the appliance schedule itself. You can rename any of your existing schedules by clicking here, or you can add a new schedule at your own preference. Again, same rules apply for grid view presentations. You can customize the different schedules individually, or you can use all product view to implement changes that you make to all of your different schedules. You can also create different folders for categorizations, and our users really tend to use this option differently. Some of our users will organize everything by the different floors that they're working on. Some of them will organize things by different areas or different items. That's completely up to you. And you have the option to basically create a folder and add subfolders within those folders. To drag and drop or directly add different items onto these folders.